A common theme I've been hearing is, hey Flossie, I don't have time to affirm. If you would like to know what I think about that and where it needs to go, yeah, because it's totally ridiculous, then stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another rousing episode of Spilling the Tea Tuesday. My name is Flossie, and I am the funniest, wittiest mindset coach here on YouTube. If you would like one-on-one coaching with me, links will be in the description box below, as well as links to my recent boot camp. I am having a boot camp going on. Yeah, we already did the live class, but I think I have about 4 spots left for people who want to join at a discounted price to get a little less accountability, watch the replay, but still get the second live. So if you're interested in that and are tired of not having your shit, then join below. There's also going to be links to my coaching, SP course, Nikki's coaching, her mind shifting, all the amazing things that she offers, manifestation evaluation, etc., plus our VIP group where it is lit, legit, and like our own mini Vegas. So if you want to join the VIP and have Nikki and I go live to answer your manifestation questions in a group type coaching setting, it's group coaching, then you can join that too. So without further ado, my calendar, because you know I've always got to talk about my calendar. I love that thing. So let's try this shit again. Yeah, we are going to, in a second, talk about what I think about the whole entire concept about not having any time to affirm. And all my fucks about not affirming, completely out of service. Period. We're not going to even entertain that for a second because life is short. Make yours fucking boss. Yeah, you're a boss ass, badass manifestation bitch or dude. So just affirm and So just affirm and persist and get your fucking shit, period. Yeah, when I try to talk too fast, you see what happens? Yeah, okay, so here we go. So the people who say, but Flossie, I don't have time to affirm. You don't, but you have time to have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, unchecked thoughts that probably are not in line with your manifestation, but you don't have any fucking time to affirm. Do you want your manifestation? Do you want your shit or not? If the answer is yes, then put that whole mindset that you don't want to affirm, that you don't have time to affirm, that you don't like to affirm in the fucking trash where it belongs. Yeah, because if you really want what you want, then you're going to take some time to purposely think thoughts in line with what you want to experience. Now, do you have to loop affirmations? Not necessarily. When I say affirm, to me, that means have a repetition of thought. However you have that repetition of thought is up to you, whether you're looping affirmations, whether you're rampaging, scripting, having inner conversations, using the telephone technique, visualizing. Go to Nikki's YouTube if you have questions on all the different manifestation types, because she has a bunch of videos over there on total manifesting, her YouTube, where she talks about all the different manifestation types. But for simplification purposes of educating you on manifestation, I'm just going to refer to having repetition of thought as affirming. But you want your dominant thought to become what you want to experience in order to get your fucking shit. You literally have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Have them be in line with what you want to manifest. I worked with somebody once who literally told me they didn't want to affirm. They didn't want to have repetition of thought. Why? Because it feels unnatural. Feels unnatural. Okay, well, hello, nothing. None of the manifestation types apparently felt natural. Well, okay, how the fuck do you think then? Because you're thinking something. Something's going on in that brain. How are you thinking? You're thinking something. There must be something that feels natural to you. And of course, keep in mind that sometimes things don't feel natural at first. Why? Because you're not used to it. You are not used to purposely having repetition of thought in order to get what you want. You know what you were doing when you were spiritually asleep? You were letting your mind do whatever the fuck it wanted. You were letting Felicia, she's your ego. Felicia, when she's friends with you, being your homie, agreeing with you. Felicia, when she's acting a fool and saying negative ass shit that's not in line with what you want. You were just letting Felicia, your ego mind, run that motherfucker and put a whole bunch of shit that really belonged in here instead of showing up in your 3D reality in your damn head. Okay? Okay. So, gotta consider affirming to a certain extent, like, let's use a 3D analogy that we're all gonna probably understand because we've either heard about it, had the experience of it, seen it on TV, whatever. It's like going to the gym. So at first, when you start going to the gym, what the fuck is it? It's usually uncomfortable, right? Yeah, because it's a new thing. You're learning how to use all the equipment. It doesn't seem natural to you. Does it seem natural to you to go around lifting a bunch of weights or doing some shit like this? No, the fuck it doesn't. Hell no, it doesn't. Why? Because you're not used to it, okay? Same thing goes with your brain. You got to train your brain in order to have repetition of thought, the looping of visualizing, whatever, the same thought over and over again to get what you want. That's not going to seem natural. It's not going to seem natural. Why? Because you're not used to purposely doing it. Hello, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that it may not feel natural to you. The other thing is that, okay, continuing with this gym analogy, when you affirm, it just helps you to keep a cleaner mental diet. It helps the manifestation process in general. So it's like when you go to the gym or a person goes to the gym, let's say someone's going to the gym. They're starting to enjoy going to the gym, which means what? They want to work out more. They want to work out more often because they're enjoying it. They're getting the hang of it. They're starting to feel good when they do it, right? Well, when you're affirming and you're looping your affirmations or having repetition of thought, it may seem awkward at first, like it does when you first start going to the gym, but the more you do it, the more it seems more natural to you, the more that you actually enjoy it, the more that you probably are going to the gym, or the person is, because that's what we see people doing. Like they'll start going to the gym and pretty soon they're going like 5 or 6 days a week. Why? Because they actually love to go. What's the other thing that when people go to the gym? They start eating better. Why? Because they're not craving junk food. They feel better. They have more energy, not craving junk food. Or they're going to the gym, so their mindset is, why the fuck am I going to eat a bunch of shit when I'm going here 5 or 6 days a week, loving working out, just so that I don't get anywhere with my fitness goals? Same thing with affirming and having a clean mental diet. If you're affirming and you're persisting, you're just affirming, you're looping your affirmations, guess what happens? You start thinking better about your manifestation. You start feeling more positive about your manifestation. Why? Because you're saturating your mind with what you want to experience, and your mind is starting to have that buy-in. It's starting to feel good about what you're affirming. So you're naturally starting to think more thoughts in line with that manifestation, just like that person going to the gym is starting to feel better and feel more energetic just because they're going to work out. But then at the same time, when you're affirming and you're affirming and you're affirming and you want to think some negative ass thoughts, what do? You pay right here, bitch. Your thought going in the trash right here, bitch. Okay, hey, Felicia, shit's going in there. Why? Because why are you going to let yourself think a bunch of nasty ass negative ass thoughts when you're spending 7 days a week, multiple times a day, purposely affirming? It would be like going to the gym in a 3D, of course, a 3D example, because we know you can manifest whatever you want. You can eat whatever the fuck you want and be the size you want, but just for sake of example, for understanding purposes, you're not going to go to the gym, do all this working out just so you can sit down and eat 5 fucking pizzas from Domino's. Hell the fuck no. What you're going to do is you're going to probably eat a little bit better, maybe eat 1 pizza, not 5. Same thing with your affirming and your mental diet. If you're affirming and you're affirming and you're affirming and you're on a routine and you're regularly affirming, are you going to let yourself think negative ass thoughts for 15 hours straight a day when you're trying to take 2 hours a day to affirm? No, you're going to be like, fuck this shit. I'm putting the negative ass thoughts in the trash where they belong. Why? Because I'm affirming and I'm putting in the effort and I want to get my fucking shit. So why am I going to spend 2 hours a day affirming just so I can let my mind go unchecked for the other 15 hours a day that I'm awake? Hell to the fuck no, okay? It's the same thing. So when you're saying that you don't have time to affirm, you have time to think 60 to 7,000 ass thoughts, 60 to 70,000 thoughts. You've got time to affirm. Do you do dishes? Do you take a shower? Do you bathe? Do you drive? Do you do anything that is like a menial task that you don't need full, complete focus because you've done it so many times that you're on some sort of an autopilot? Of course you do. That is time you can affirm. I don't want to hear anybody saying that they don't have time to affirm when they've got time to think 60 to 70,000 thoughts. You've got time to affirm. You've got time to do visualization. You can't visualize and wash some dishes? You can't loop some affirmation and wash some dishes? You can't even use a parrot app and wash some dishes? You can't, Nikki's got plenty of videos where are like affirming with me. She's got ones where there are recorded affirmations that you could vocalize along with, think about at least, if that's what you want to do. I mean, at least put some thought into it because, listening to a recording doesn't necessarily replace affirming. It can help you to keep your mental diet cleaner, but do something. I like to use my commute as time that I you do affirmations, that I loop affirmations. If you don't have a counter, you can use your fingers to count. You can use your fingers to count on a steering wheel. There are plenty of times that you can choose to affirm and persist. Or do you wash your hair? Do you put on makeup? How many hours a day are you spending complaining to your friends about your manifestation? That time might be better served Actually affirming and persisting. Stop your bitching, stop your complaining, put your time to some good use. Affirm and persist and just get your fucking shit. I don't want to hear anybody coming to me that they don't have time to affirm. If I can go work and I can have a 12+ hour shift and get up at 5:30 and not get to bed at 9, and I can find a time to affirm and persist for what the fuck I want and get my fucking shit, so can you. I don't want to hear anybody saying they don't have time to affirm. Period. I don't care what it is that you do. You can make time to affirm. You want it, you're going to make the time. Stop sitting in your own victim mentality, whining and sniveling that you don't have your fucking shit when you aren't willing to affirm, period. That is the most ridiculous shit I think I've ever heard. I don't ever want to hear it, period. Nobody in my 3D reality, you're out of my 3D reality. Bye, bye, bye. Because the people in my reality are firm and persistent and getting their fucking shit. Oh, and the boot campers left their boot camp. GYS, get your shit, boot camp. You want to get your shit? You can join me. And the boot campers, all about getting your shit. So I hope that this video is helpful to you and realizing that you can just affirm and persist and get your fucking shit. It's that easy. And until, I get tongue-tied. But until next time, I'll talk to you later.